So again, reconnaissance is the first step. It is a step of gathering information about the target. Second step is the weaponization. The attacker develop customizable payload and then they deliver it via phishing, SMSing, or emailing. Okay, whaling. There are lots of social engineering attacks they might execute to deliver their payload. Then they exploit. They run the exploit on the on the target system, and that payload and that malware installs the requirements, all the requirements needed to go further. And then the target system becomes the CNC, which is known as command and control center for the attacker. So attacker maintains the persistence through it. Okay, whenever it can communicate to that shell anytime, anywhere. So that's why it's known as command and control center (CNC). And after that, attacker can execute any action he wants on the target. So these are the 7 steps. So again, reconnaissance, gathering information about the target, weaponizing, build a malware, okay, customizable payload. Then third comes delivery. So they send this to the user using email, phishing, or advertisement mail. Okay. Then the fourth step they come executing the code on the victim machine and getting reverse shell or bind shell. Okay. Fifth, installation. Installing required all the documentaries and DLL that a malware kit requires for the hacker to execute their control over the target. So and then after that, the target system becomes a command and control for the attacker. It can access. Guys, please mute yourself, guys. Okay, so the last step, action, the goal of hacker. So these are the methodology and the phases, or you can say it as the stages of attack or target attack. Stage that present the opportunity to detect and react to an attack. Okay. Now, to follow these skill chains, okay, to follow all these steps, 1 to 7, attacker requires something which is known as TTPs. TTPs. First is tactics. Techniques, procedures. So now, tactic is nothing but as a technique. Okay, it is known as technique. But here in tactics, we decide the strategies. Okay, strategies and planning of about the attack, how the attack will be executed, how the attack gonna take place. Okay, the pre-planning you will say pre attacks. Okay, then comes to the technique. So in technique, we decide hacker or else let's just say we the ethical hackers they decide various methods. Okay, which tool they are going to be used, which tool and which malware kit they are going to be using to execute the attack, and which various methods, various attack surfaces, attack vectors they are going to use. Okay, like phishing, SMSing, whaling, delivery, all of that comes into technique. Okay, and now the procedure, how the attack is going to come into the action. Okay, how we are going to take it in an action. So the proper TTPs are used to follow the cyber kill chain. Okay, to follow a cyber kill chain, TTPs, techniques, and procedures are really important to follow. Again, tactic means the strategies and the planning which we decide, which we plan for an attack to execute it. Okay, and after it comes the technique, the second stage, where we're gonna decide what attack surface we are attacking and what will be our attack vector, what will be our payloads, what will be our malware kit, and how we are gonna deliver it, and the procedure, how we are gonna bring this planning into an action. So these are the three TTPs which are really important to follow to maintain a cyber kill chain. Okay, yeah. So to defend against such methodology, organizations have different policies and different teams to bring it to fight for the hackers. Now, it's okay. So when we talk about ethical hacking, okay, there are different teams. Is it properly visible for you guys? Okay. So the first thing which we are going to talk about is incident response team. Okay. So whatever friction, whatever network monitoring they're going to do, they're going to respond to it. Okay. If there are any, let's just say, so these are the security teams. Okay. Different type of SOC, security operations center monitoring. They do 24/7 monitoring the network. If you are having large spike, okay, high spike, they're gonna take some actions against you. If you are doing if anyone's doing DOS attack or sending uh, huge packets to any servers, they're gonna block you. Okay, so these are the SOC monitoring team. They're gonna do that, and all of you are known as the incident response team. See, there are different malware investigator. After that, there are let's just say if an incident occur and the malware comes into any host and gets into it, malware investigator gonna put that malware or payload into a sandbox, and they're gonna test it. There are incident handlers, digital forensics. Forensics comes after the attack, after, when it's a crime. Okay, threat intelligence. There are pre-attack team, IT, security engineers, and this is our section, pen testers, penetration testing. So anyone holding CEH or CPT gonna come into this team. So there are lots of team, leadership, risk management, HR, all of this. Okay, all of these have a difficult task, have a difficult responsibility, different responsibility, important responsibility to maintain and to lower the risk in the organization. Okay, so say they work in sequence. And again, not every organization will be having all of these teams. Okay, not all organization are going to have all these teams, and it depends. It depends on the size. It depends on the organization size and what type of organization it is and what type of data they are dealing with. Okay, what industry they are in. Okay. So now, working in an organization, we can face risk by any chance, by any reasons. Okay, and risk can be scaled between low to high. High. moderate, low. So these are the risk type. We can access the risk and we can differentiate it. Okay, we can differentiate it between the scale of low, moderate, and high, and it it could go behind low. Okay, that is known as informative. Okay, if the risk is informative or low or moderate or high, and based on that we place investment price. So based on these three vectors, we're gonna find this risk. We're gonna do some mathematical equation to analyze the risk and differentiate. So here we have an organization, and the organization here we have a server in that organization. We have a server, and again it is generating $10,000. $10,000 annually. Okay, who is writing on the screen? Guys, please don't fool around. Guys, you will be kicked if you cannot disturb the class, or else you can leave. Okay. For example, there is an organization who has a server that is generating $10,000 annually. as a revenue. And let's just say there is an unexpected failure. And because of that, we are facing downtime of 3 hours, downtime of 3 hours. And in 1 year, and let's just say the rate of occurrence, the rate occurrence is 10% in 1 year. So again, we are having a server that generates 10,000 annually, $10,000, and there's a downtime of 3 hours. And the failure in 1 year is expected 10%. So I'm gonna give you single loss expectancy, annual loss expectancy, ARO, EF, exposure factor, asset value. Okay. Now, single loss expectancy, we need to find it. We don't know what it is. So annual loss expectancy and the ARO, the annual rate of occurrence. Okay. How much is it? Rate of occurrence is 10%. Annual rate of occurrence. That's it. To 10%. Exposure factor. Exposure factor means, hey, how much time your asset will be in failure, how much time it will be in downtime. Okay. So the exposure factor is here. How much time downtime is 3 hours. 3 hours. Now the asset value. What is asset value? How much we are generating in a year? Say it is written here. We are generating $10,000 annually as a revenue. Now, so to find SLE, anyone tell me what will be the equation for finding single loss expectancy? Anyone? Anyone here from Comshare background would find it easy and nostalgic? Anyone here? Guys, are you here with me? Hello?
Yes, Kevin, you're audible.
Yes, sir. Okay. So can anyone guess what is how can we find single loss expectancy? SLE?
AV
Uh,
by EF.
AV by?
EF.
I think it should be AV by 12 and then
AV
divided by
by 12.
12 because it's
12.
annual, so you need to divide it into monthly and then
No,
uh,
sir, no. No, sir. We are here to find SLE, single loss expectancy. What can be the equation? AV, the asset value, how
No,
much you are making, how
EF.
much money you have, and EF, how much how much time your asset is in failure. So asset value 10,000 into exposure factor 3, which is $30,000, right, sir? And to calculate ALE, annual loss expectancy, what will be the equation? Single loss expectancy into anyone,
ARO.
of course, ARO. Because here we are here to calculate the annual loss expectancy. Okay, annual. So one time the single loss expectancy into the ARO, how much time it is occurring in a year? SLE into ARO. So SLE we found $30,000 into 10%. This is it's gonna be 3,000. Any doubt here? So this is the amount. This is the annual amount which you're gonna lose. So $3,000.
Kevin, just small query. This AV means
Yes,
it's
sir.
a asset value or it's the annual value?
Do I have to write it? Okay. Just give me my time. SLE stands for single loss expectancy. ALE, annual loss expectancy. ARO, annualized rate of occurrence. AF, exposure factor. Guys, please don't mind my typing. My keyboard is really a headache for me. Exposure factor and something else I'm missing. AV, asset value. If I put it, SLE, single loss expectancy. ALE, annual loss. ARO, annualized rate of occurrence. EF, exposure factor. AV, asset value. It's okay, Rakesh. you'll get the recordings of the lecture. So anyone here having doubt understanding these equation?
Sir, like I didn't understand what all this SLE, was. Could you revise all of this for a second, sir? Like minute.
Okay, okay, not a problem for me. But just give me some time. We have an organization that has a server which is generating $10,000 annually. Okay, so this is the profit which you are making annually through that server. Okay, let's just say because of some failure due to some technical issues, we're gonna face downtime. Our server will be in down, will be down. Okay, will be off, will be off state for 3 hours. For 3 hours, and in a year, the rate of occurrence of this loss is 10%. Okay, so server which is generating 10,000 annually. Okay, so and one day it faced a downtime of 3 hours, and in a year this we face this loss 10% in a year. Okay, now we're gonna be finding the single loss expectancy. So basically, we are here to calculate the risk which we are facing as an organization. If we are working in an organization, there might be stages, there might be time we're gonna face some risk. So there are risks as I mentioned. There are teams here, threat intelligence team, which are gonna calculate the risk. Who hacked the OS? Why were we targeted? What was their motive? And how much uh, how much risk we are facing through some vulnerability. Let's just say if any organization are having some vulnerabilities, they need to accept that risk, they need to accept that vulnerability, and they need to mitigate it. Because if they don't do that, they're gonna face some illegal actions, and that's how attacker hack and they do crimes. They find a vulnerability and they exploit it. And yesterday lecture there was some guy who told me about the power grid. Okay, so those attackers found a vulnerability in SCADA system. Okay, SCADA is a server, and they found server side vulnerability over there. And because with the help of that, they exploited the whole company, whole organization. That's why it is important to have such team in your hand. Okay, so there are incident response team which gonna and threat intelligence team, digital forensic. Forensics comes after the attack. Okay, after the attack is executed, after you are robbed, after you are bankrupt, then you're gonna hire some experts and some FBI. You're gonna get through FBI, and you're gonna calculate how much loss you have faced. Okay, there are some malware investigator, IT teams, security engineer, and there are us and testers. Okay, are you getting my point? What I'm trying to say here. So it is really important to calculate the risk. How much? How much we are exposing our risk to the world? Are you getting? Are you guys getting my point? Hello.
Yes, Kevin, we are getting a point.
And who asked me this question? Are you getting my point? What is SLE? What is ARO?
Yes, yes.
So to find risk need to be found. Let's just say you are having a
Sir, you are not audible.
yes, I'm writing. Yes. So single loss expectancy exposure factor into asset value. Okay. We have asset value of asset how much we are generating, how much revenue we are generating, 10,000. Okay, so this is going to be our asset value. Exposure factor, how much time our company or our server is in downtime. Okay, how much time we are in downtime or we are in loss. 3 hours.
Yes.
Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4. ARO. Annualized rate of occurrence. How many times this is affecting us? How many times? 10%. Okay. Note here, the ARO is always defined in percentage. Always in percentage. Okay. So annual loss expectancy will be SLE into the annualized rate of occurrence, which is $30,000 into 10%, which becomes $3,000. So annually in a year, we're gonna be losing $3,000. Okay. Those evaluation sometimes slow. Okay. Okay. The single loss expectancy SLE, annual loss expectancy ALE, asset value AV, exposure factor EF, annualized rate of occurrence ARO. Anyone having doubt here? Are we clear? All of you?
Kevin, small down. Actually, this asset value is a $10,000 dollar. So this single loss expectancy is 30,000. So my question is like that, how it should be, means if the asset value is 10,000, the loss how should be exceed than 10,000, means 30,000, how it is?
We are multiplying, sir.
Uh, s- so that I'm not understanding. Means consider if I am earning 10,000 yearly, and if my server is down for 3 hours, so my loss will be three times more than I am earning in a year. So that is not means I am not understanding.
Yes, yes, yes. That's why, see here again, single loss expenditure, we are here to find how many times, like single time, how much your how much is your loss in single time. Okay, so exposure factor, how much time your server is in downfall state, okay, downtime state. Then the asset value, how much you were generating. If you don't face that, if you never face the downtime, how much you were generating? $10,000, but suddenly you faced the downtime of 3 hours. So in 3 hours and the asset value, you're gonna multiply it, and this is your loss, $30,000, $30,000 single time. Okay, now we are talking about the single time. This is the single time you lost the $30,000. Okay, and now we are multiplying and finding the annual loss expectancy. Okay, so the SLE into ARO, the single loss expectancy is $30,000 multiplied by 10,000. You can write 10,000 as, see here, 1 0 cancel here, strike 1 0 here. So in 30, there remains three zeros, 1, 2, 3. So that's how we get $3,000. Are we clear?
Yeah, yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And suppose if you face more than once or more than twice, you're just gonna need to multiply that. Okay. So that's why you asked us like about the ARO, right? You faced it 10%. It might be in this 10%. In this 10%, it might be it your. I mean, let's say your server faced downtime twice in this 10%. Okay, and you're going to calculate that how much time or how many time your server isn't down. Your server faced the downtime. How many times? Let's just say three times, thrice, and the thrice comes in this 10%. So you're going to calculate. You're going to multiply this 10% with the SLE. Okay, are you getting a point?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone else having doubt? Hello. I'll give you guys 2 minutes just digest this. Okay. Just understand what are we trying to understand here? What are we trying to do here? Guys, any doubt here? Are we all clear? See, out of 100 students, only 10 students are going to face this type of question in the exam. If you're planning to give your exam, there are only 10 students who will get this type of questions. Okay. You can you can take any combinations. Okay. Just type SLE, ALE onto Google, you will get the question. The exposure factor might differ. Instead of 3 hours, it might be 10 hours, it might be 12 hours. So it's up to you. It's up to the mathematical equation. I have given you the equation. So this is the equation, and you can follow it and you can calculate the risk. So basically, what I'm trying to deliver here is how we calculate the risk. Okay. So this is the single time. This is the single risk. How much loss we got single time. Okay. And how much loss we got in a year. Are we done here, guys? Hello. Let's give me confirmation, guys, please. There are 30 students, 30, okay, 30 students. Please. Only 3 has confirmed. Okay, 4. And now we're going to do some information security standards. Information security standards. So what are they? There are the standards and policies and procedures which all organizations must follow to maintain the IT security field. Okay. The first one is PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security System. Next, system network system. Okay, National Institute of Standard and Technology. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It is also known as Kennedy Kennedy Casabian Act. Then comes the ISO 27001 2013. Okay, so this stands for International Standard Organization, but it is read as International Organization of Standardization. Okay. Then yes, Federal Information Security Management Act, SOX, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, I have to write it again, PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry, NEST, SOX, HIPAA, ISO 27000, FISMA, SOX, Sarbanes-Oxley, DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So this act fights for the copyright. Okay, whatever copyrights your shoes are having, they fight for that. Okay, it comes under this section, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Last is GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. So okay, again, PSI-DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standards. Next, National Institute of Standards and Technology. HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It is also known as Kennedy Cassidy Act. Okay. ISO 27001 2013. It stands for International Standard Organization, but it is read as International Organization Standardization. FISMA, Federal Information Security Management. All the federal laws comes under this section. Sarbanes-Oxley, SOX, TMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act, GDPR, last one, General Data Protection Regulation. Okay. Anyone having doubt here? Anyone? Hello, guys. Last one. It's your turn. Okay, guys, that's this question. I'll give you 10 minutes. Yes, it is required to know about the security standards because when you're working in an organization, they're going to be asking you about these security factors and security standards. Okay, so and related important for cloud engineering. These are important for job interviews when you're applying for web analyst or cybersecurity analyst. Okay, when you're applying for such job roles, it is really important and mandatory to know about all these information security standards. Okay, now this is your task, guys. Please complete first. I'm giving you 10 minutes. Okay, you have 10 minutes. Please complete the task. Guys, please don't play, paste your answer on your chat box. Okay, we're going to be discussing after the time.
Sir, could you show me the slide, sir? Hello.
Five seconds left. Time up, guys. Time up. Okay. You guys can open up your mic now.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how can we find your IP or identify your IP? Because we are on a Zoom meeting now.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Okay.
Okay, vulnerable OS is Windows. Okay. So from where did you find these answers? From Google.
Through
Okay.
Google.
Not everyone Google is right. Not every time. So the ASN number is correct, which you guys found.
Okay.
Okay, give me one. Someone is saying Windows is vulnerable. Someone is saying Linux is vulnerable. What it is? What is the SSH product Google use?
Sir, Putty or something? Maybe.
I'm the one asking question.
Sorry.
The SSH product. Anyone knows? What is the SSH product Google use? Guys, you can open up your mic.
Sir, browser through SSH.
I guess like at backend, Google might use Google Drive.
MS lookup of Bank of America.
This is the IP address of Bank of America.
No, that's not. You can see the server name. You can see its server name. What about the second question? Have you guys found the answer for the second question?
Like it's showing
Anyone?
Google doesn't use any product like extension, sorry. Within only Google Cloud, it can be used.
What? SSH.
Yes, sir.
What SSH? Secure shell Google is using. There are various company who are delivering SSH to you, but what's the SSH for Google?
OS login SSH connection managed.
Google use OpenSSH. Only Justin got the answer. Most used product for Google of Google.
Search engine.
Anyone?
Search engine.
Open SSH. Google.
Search engine.
Google Cloud.
Search engine.
You know why it is Google Cloud?
Yeah, it's a cloud platform, just like AWS and Azure.
Yes. And search engine is just a search bar which you can go through, give a glance through to make things easier for you. That's why it is Google Cloud, not the Google search engine.
Okay.
IP address of Bank of America.
I ping. I just ping the site of Bank of America now.
There
that
are
I got.
various of servers, various of load balancer, various of firewalls. Which are going to reply the your ping. And ping is just an ICMP messages.
Yeah,
Ping
okay.
send the ICMP message. So just let me know.
Maybe.
You're pinged. And what are others doing? How did you find it? Is there only one guy found any answers? Hello.
There are multiple IP addresses of Bank of America.
But yes, there are multiple. There should be multiple. But let's just say if you're planning to attack on it, what will be the IP address?
Depend on the service. Like if I have to like gather information about website, Bank of America website.
Yes, but there are lots of subnets. How are you gonna decide which is the main subnet or which is the main forest
So
for the bank?
I I can check on this Google Glass, okay, or some like
Google's
routing.
not gonna tell you that. Google's not gonna tell you that.
No, if I put that IP address show route, okay, so it will give me the advertisement subnet.
Okay, what about the real and claim? Uma, how did you find these IP addresses? What did you guys do?
Sorry.
There are three IP addresses which are and one pick.
Hmm.
Justin, how did you find this IP address? Which tool do you guys do?
I found using whois.com.
Who is?
Yeah.
Who is not going to show you that? These are load balancers and firewalls IP addresses.
No, it's basically that GSLB IP addresses.
See, the task was to find the IP address of a bank. Okay, let's just say if I want, uh, there are lots of disturbance in the background. Can you guys please mute for a minute? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so if I tell you guys to hack into someone's account or hack into someone's PC, then you're gonna need. So what I'm trying to say is, I want you guys to go on the door and rob them. See, basically, that's what hacking is. Okay, but we are doing it digitally. So if you go to the Bank of America gate or on the door, are they going to allow you to? Are they going to let you in with no security checks, with no barriers, anything?
No.
No, of course, they're going to have security guards. They're going to have in previous lecture I have explained you guys. They're going to have some security guards, security softwares and tools which they are going to be monitoring and you know they're going to be protecting themselves and protecting the IP address from the attackers. Is that right? So these IP address is just a net mask, net addresses, not the actual IP addresses. Okay. So
Sir, how we differentiate between them?
see,
Like
there
the
are private
original.
IP address, there are private IP addresses, there are virtual IP addresses, there are public IP addresses.
Yeah.
So you need to have a good understanding on that. Most of you guys are into cybersecurity and you are cybersecurity expert and certified. So that's why in the first lecture I asked you to introduce yourself, and I've given you two channels, if I remember. Yes, well, but yes, you need to check the vulnerability if they're having some. Then only you can, I mean, once you get the IP address, then only you can check the vulnerability in those. How will you get the IP address? That's my question. I'm gonna leave this question to you guys. Search it. Okay, now most vulnerable OS. What is it? Anyone?
Debian.
Linux, it's
Yep. Linux.
It's Debian, sir.
No, it's not Debian, you would say. It's Linux. I'm not talking about the family. Can you tell me what's the world's most secure OS? Mac, Ubuntu. No.
Also the Linux.
I guess like
Yep.
whoever is
Also Linux.
releasing patches
Linux.
fine.
Linux is the most secure, and Linux is the most vulnerable. And in Linux, there are multiple families. There are multiple family trees, which is some are vulnerable and some are most secured one. So the most vulnerable Linux operating system is Metasploit. It acts as a server. Okay, and the most safest and most secure one, you're gonna find it. These are your homeworks. You're not kids anymore, but still. And also, please learn this information security standards. Okay, I've not written it. I've not written the abbreviation for that. A little bit homework from your side. Okay, don't be dependent fully on me.
Okay, sir. I have traced out it the American Bank IP. So maybe it's the IP.
Any doubt here? So now we have completed the first module. That's it. That was the all the topics. Cyber chain, security teams. I've given you the factors, given you the equation to find the risk. I've given you the full forms of those risks. I've given you the information security standards. I've given you the task. So this is done. We're done here. So anyone having doubt, shoot me.
So at
So
least give
Windows
us.
not. Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry, sir. Can you give us a hint so we can process through that?
About what? Hint about what?
matlab, about the task.
Hey, there are only two questions left. I might give you a hint, but okay. RRRs. RIRs. Okay. So this is your hint.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So the RRR stands for Regional Internet Registries. Okay. Go to there, find the IP addresses, and let me know in the next lecture.
So what is RR?
RIR.
Regional?
Internet Registries.
Okay.
Any doubt here?
No, sir. Thank you.
Everyone? There are 28 participants. Don't you guys have any questions about today's lecture? I don't know. It might be, it might not.
Sir, this SLA, ALA, it's a part of SOC maintenance, no, sir? This topic?
What?
Single loss
ALE.
expecting. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Annual loss. It is a part of SOC maintenance, no, sir? Topic in that.
it is part of threat intelligence, cyber forensics, and incident response. It mainly comes into managerial stuff. We are not into technical, but these are the important factor which you must know, and you might get a question about it in an interview or in your exam. So it is important to know about it. If you have a general knowledge, it's okay. Anything else? This recording you're gonna get when it's done editing. You'll get it. Don't worry about the recordings. See, real no hacker is gonna ask you that if this is your IP address. It depends on you. It really depends on you, the attacker. We are here to become attacker, but to do good things after becoming that. So it really depends on your skills. As I told you, don't depend on me. Don't depend on any of your friends, any of your classmates. Be independent. Do your work. Do your task. That's how you will grow. Anyone else having any doubt? Any questions? Any query?
No, sir.
Hello.
Thank you.
Those who are not having any doubt, guys, you can leave. You are allowed to leave. Thank you very much for your time.